Away on a business trip for 2 months, my wife sent me intimate videos every day. Strangely, after I returned home, she refused to let me touch her. On our wedding anniversary, she dressed up meticulously. "I won't be back tonight." Before I could even ask, she thrust an ultrasound report in front of me. I'm 6 weeks pregnant. My masculine pride lay shattered. Devastated, I wanted us both to perish, but in the end, only managed to force out the words, "Let's get a divorce." Why divorce? Even though the child isn't yours, isn't it enough that I'll always be by your side? Jiang-Woo's words utterly provoked me. I grabbed the ashtray from the table and hurled it toward the floor. How could you possibly say something like that? You got pregnant with another man's child behind my back. How can you say such disgusting things as if nothing happened? Jiang-Woo said nothing. The ashtray grazed her forehead, and a trace of blood seeped out. She raised her hand, slowly wiped the blood away, then looked at me quietly, as if looking at an unreasonable child throwing a tantrum. "Xingyan, can you calm down now?" "Calm down? How do you expect me to calm down?" I swept everything off the table, smashing it all onto the floor. Even the new ring I had prepared for Jiang-Woo was flung away. With a couple of clatters, the ring vanished, lost in some crack, and I finally collapsed onto the floor in utter despair. I clutched my head in agony, as if that could alleviate the pain in my heart, but the tears welling in the corners of my eyes silently bespoke the grief crushing me. Jiang-Woo still said nothing. She just impassively picked up everything from the floor, even finding the ring. She slipped the ring on her finger. "Yi, the ring is beautiful. I like it very much." Her tone was as if nothing had happened at all. It was always like this. Whenever we argued, she wouldn't speak. Just watch me quietly, letting me shout, letting me rage, until finally I would be the one to concede defeat. She slowly knelt, gently wiping the tears from the corners of my eyes with her fingers, the light from the diamond ring flashing before me. "Yi, stop making a scene. You're making this very difficult for me." I looked at Jiang-Woo in disbelief. How, in the end, had this seemingly become all my fault? I grabbed her hand, managing to steady my breathing slightly. "Jiang-Woo, do you remember what we said when we got married? You said you would love only me for your whole life, that I alone would hold a place in your heart. But it had only been 3 years since we married, and you were pregnant with another man's child, betraying me, betraying our marriage. Yi, you are still in my heart. No one can replace you." She pressed my hand against her chest. I could feel her heartbeat. "Then what about him? Who is he?" Jiang-Woo's hand trembled slightly. After a long moment, she answered my question. "It's Tings, Lu Zitting, the assistant I found for Jiang-Woo last year. I never imagined that in less than a year, this assistant would end up in her bed, making me a cuckold. Zitting and I were both mindful of our roles initially, but you know how it is. You were always away on business." Jiang-Woo let go of my hand. She sat on the sofa. Though her eyes were on me, I felt no focus in her gaze. "He's younger than you, and more understanding. He was always there for me when I needed him most." She reminisced about her past moments with Lu Zitting. "He knows my favorite perfume scent, knows which concerts I love. During the days you were away, we always got along harmoniously. We'd walk barefoot in the park. We'd be completely unrestrained at the campsite." She seemed lost in her recollections, a smile unconsciously playing on her lips. "Don't say any more. I'm begging you. Please stop." Every word twisted the knife deeper in my heart. Jiang-Woo shook her head and lit a cigarette. The living room filled with the smell of smoke I detested. "But you never know what I like. You just find the concerts I enjoy tedious and never go with me. Your old-fashioned ways made me crave a little excitement, something I felt too embarrassed to even mention to you." The heartache turned into a kind of numbness. "Yi, you understand me, don't you?" Seeing the expectant look in Jiang-Woo's eyes, I couldn't hold back anymore, clutching my head and crying out in despair. "Jiang-Woo, I beg you, please stop talking." Jiang-Woo said no more, merely continuing to watch me quietly, until the front door was opened. Lu Zitting stood in the entryway, holding a key. "Is this a bad time?" While I was still stunned that he had a key to our home, Jiang-Woo had already gone to greet him. Her hand gently looped around Lu Zitting's arm. "No, your timing is perfect." Her hand gently caressed her lower abdomen, a tender smile on her face. "I missed you. The baby missed you too." When Jiang-Woo's gaze shifted towards me, I hastily averted my eyes, as if I were some despicable little mouse peeking at someone else's happiness. My evasive gaze darted around the room, but the place was a mess, barely resembling a home anymore. "Right, I'm supposed to be going on a business trip. I remember the company told me to leave today. I need to hurry. Hurry up and pack, get out of here. I'm very busy, very busy. Are we staying here tonight or going to my place?" Lu Ziding's voice reached my ears. I felt a chill run through my entire body. So they've been staying here. In this home I thought belonged only to Jiang Wu and me. Let's go to your place. It wasn't until Jiang Wu's voice sounded that I snapped back to reality. Will you be all right on your own tonight? Jiang Wu looked at me again, her tone devoid of the tenderness she'd used with Lu Ziding. I received the anniversary gift. So she knew today was our wedding anniversary, yet she chose this very day to humiliate me like this. Perhaps you can eat the cake celebrating our happy marriage for me tonight? Sometime, a cake had been placed on the table. Lu Ziding must have put it there when he arrived. He quirked his lips into a smile, a small dimple appearing at the corner of his mouth. Indeed, just as Jiang Wu had said, he was pleasing to the eye. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, trying my best to calm my emotions. Jiang Wu, let's get a divorce. Silence descended around us. Jiang Wu regarded me intently, then finally shook her head. I will not divorce you. I vowed that in this lifetime, you would be my only husband. I would never divorce you, come what may. Back then, those words had sounded like sweet endearments, but now they were nothing short of a joke. You won't divorce me? I pointed to Lu Ziding beside her. Then what about him? Is he supposed to spend his life as your secret lover, unable to step into the light? Ziding doesn't care about society's judgmental eyes. She took the keys from Lu Ziding's hand and casually tossed them onto the table. As long as you are willing for the three of us to maintain the status quo and live together, I promise you, Ziding will never appear in our home again. I stood frozen in place, allowing Jiang Wu to approach me. Her fingers gently caressed my lips. It was a gesture I once adored, one that always made me lose my composure, want to take her right then and there. Aye, you always hold the first place in my heart. Rest assured, absolutely no one is more important than you, not even Ziding. Having said her piece, Jiang Wu turned and left without a backward glance. I locked myself in the bathroom. Icy water cascaded over my body, yet I felt no chill. Slowly, I closed my eyes, my mind relentlessly replaying memories of Jiang Wu and the times we shared. Smack! Unable to restrain myself, I raised my hand and struck my own face. Even after all this, I still couldn't stop thinking about Jiang Wu. Back in the bedroom, the wedding photograph hanging on the wall, the two of us embracing, smiling, seemed to mock my powerlessness. I snatched the scissors from the table and, without hesitation, slashed at the picture. Pathetically, even then, facing that image, I only managed to cut through my own likeness. Just then, my phone rang. Gui, I'm getting married tomorrow. Don't forget to come. The voice on the other end blurted out before I could even respond. I haven't been able to reach Jiang Wu, try as I might. Remember to bring her with you. Everyone's waiting for you too. The perfect couple. It was a university classmate. When Jiang Wu and I got married, we had solemnly sworn that we would definitely attend our friends' weddings in the future. We even said we could be the best man and maid of honor if they didn't mind. Having made such a promise, it was difficult to refuse now. After a moment's hesitation, I finally agreed. All right. The next day, I called Jiang Wu, but the phone rang unanswered. Just as I was about to hang up, Lu Ziding's voice came on the line. Wu was taking a shower. Perhaps my heart had already reached its limit, because at that moment, I felt no pain. Only numbness remained. Well then, please tell her Jiang Chen's wedding is today, and she shouldn't be late. Having said this, I prepared to hang up. Then, Jiang Wu's voice came clearly through the line. Ziding, aren't you coming in? The water will get cold soon. Wu is waiting for me to join her in the shower. I'll pass on your message, Lu Ziding said, his voice dripping with smugness and provocation. And if you miss Wu, I'll be sure to remind her to go back and keep you company a bit earlier. He added, after all, you are her lawful husband. My eyes suddenly stung. After hanging up, I blinked and gazed into the distance. Coincidentally, there was a law firm nearby. Sitting inside, I still felt somewhat dazed. It wasn't until I signed the divorce agreement, voluntarily agreeing to leave with nothing, that clarity finally hit me. So this was what it felt like for hope to die completely. As I left, I could hear lawyers murmuring behind me. Never seen someone come here just to sign away everything in a divorce. Must be utterly heartbroken. Stepping out of the law firm, I sighed. Turns out, making this decision wasn't that difficult after all. It just took a single sentence from Lu Ziding. When I arrived at Jiang Chen's wedding venue, Jiang Wu hadn't arrived yet. How could you bear to let Wu come alone? Aren't you afraid Wu might run off with someone on the way? I had no answer to my friend's teasing, only managing an awkward smile. She's a bit busy today. Seems like you two are both workaholics. You were always away on business trips or working overtime before, and now it's her turn to be busy. When you finally have some free time, hurry up and have a child. Otherwise, if all runs off, don't come crying to us. I lowered my head, not wanting to continue this topic. Today was Jiang Chen's joyous occasion. There was no need for me to spoil the mood by mentioning things between Jiang Wu and me. I clutched the agreement in my pocket tightly. Besides, the final pretense between us hadn't yet been shattered. Just as the wedding ceremony was about to start, Jiang Wu finally arrived. "Oh, you're finally here." Jiang Chen hurried over to greet her, but he didn't notice Lu Ziding standing beside her. He took her hand and started pulling her towards me. "I've been waiting ages for you here. I've been keeping an eye on him for you. He hasn't paid attention to a single girl this whole time." Jiang Chen was still smiling. Jiang Wu pulled her hand away, halting her steps towards me. "Actually, I need to introduce someone to you all today." Only then did Jiang Chen notice someone else standing beside Jiang Wu. Looking closely, one could even see they were wearing matching couples' outfits. "Oh, this." Jiang Chen sensed something was amiss. After glancing towards me, he grabbed Lu Ziding and started pulling him aside. "Our table is full. Why don't you go sit over there?" Lu Ziding looked slightly awkward and edged closer to Jiang Wu. Jiang Wu shot a glare in my direction. I lowered my gaze slightly, unwilling to meet her scornful look. "He doesn't need to sit at another table." Jiang Wu decisively linked her arm through Lu Ziding's in front of everyone. "This is Lu Ziding, my boyfriend." Jiang Wu's words struck like a sudden clap of thunder, leaving everyone around stunned. Jiang Chen was the first to react, forcing a laugh as he patted Jiang Wu's shoulder. "My wedding is supposed to be festive. Oh, but you don't need to tell this kind of joke to liven things up. I'm still over there." This last sentence was meant as a reminder to Jiang Wu. But the Jiang Wu of today couldn't care less. "I'm not joking. I genuinely like Ziding, and I'm truly with him." Bringing Ziding here this time was also so everyone could meet him. Countless gazes fell upon me. I shrugged nonchalantly. My self-respect had long been trampled underfoot by Jiang Wu. A little more humiliation now meant nothing. "Oh, that kind of joke isn't funny." Jiang Chen's expression had already turned cold. "Whatever your relationship with him is, this is my wedding day. Bringing someone so disreputable here is really out of line." Most of the people around were old acquaintances on reasonably good terms. Someone tried to smooth things over. "Oh, even if you fought with there's no need to provoke him like this. We'll make him apologize to you. Why don't you forgive him this once, okay?" Hearing the crowd's words, Lu Ziding took a step back. "Excuse me, it seems I've ruined the mood for everyone. I should leave first." "Don't you dare leave." Jiang Wu gripped Lu Ziding's hand tightly, refusing to yield an inch. "Gui, aren't you going to say something?" As if feeling she hadn't humiliated me enough, Jiang Wu actually turned the attention onto me. She stared at me, her eyes holding a hint of threat. Finally, she wasn't so cold and distant anymore. It was just a pity that neither this anger nor her current stubborn refusal to back down had anything to do with me. I had no room to retreat, nowhere to hide. As my hand slipped into my pocket and brushed against that agreement, I remembered again that today was Jiang Chen's wedding day. It wouldn't do to spoil his auspicious occasion. I managed to smile. "Everyone, it's a misunderstanding. Oh, and I are just friends now. We broke up a long time ago." The surrounding classmates were all startled. No one spoke further. I originally didn't want to spoil everyone's mood on a day like this, but I truly hadn't expected Jiang Wu to bring Lu Ziding. I raised my wine glass. "I'll punish myself with 3 glasses. Aye." Before the glass reached my lips, Jiang Wu snatched it away. "I'll drink for you. I'm allergic to alcohol." Jiang Wu had discovered this back in university. It was her birthday that day. Many people were egging her on a drink. I remember she was on her period that day. I had liked Jiang Wu for a long time before that, but I only dared to keep those secret feelings hidden in my heart. The classmates' enthusiastic urging was hard to refuse, and Jiang Wu didn't want to spoil the fun either. She accepted the glasses of wine, one after another. "I'll drink for her." That day, just like Jiang Wu today, I snatched the glass from her hand. After a few glasses down, I turned as red as a cooked shrimp. "You're allergic to alcohol. Then why did you drink for me?" The numbness from the alcohol, the atmosphere urging me on. I confessed. "Jiang Wu, I like you." "Okay, we got together because of that time I took the drink for her." And now she snatched my glass away. In that instant, I couldn't discern what exactly was on her mind. Just as the glass touched Jiang Wu's lips, I remembered she was even less suited to drink now. The words to stop her were on the tip of my tongue when Lu Ziding seized the glass from her hand. "Oh, Wu, you can't drink when you're pregnant." Everyone's gaze focused on me. Jiang Chen's eyes widened even more. Aye. I knew what he was thinking, but at this moment, I didn't know what else to say besides offer a bitter smile. "I am pregnant." Jiang Wu's hand gently caressed her lower abdomen, her face full of tenderness. To be able to have this child again is the honor of my lifetime. I came here today also to share the joy of Zitting and myself with everyone. The glances from the classmates were mingled with pity and sympathy. Jiang Wu took Lu Zitting's hand with one of hers. Thank you, Zitting, for letting me have this child. Zitting, I love you. I don't know how I walked away from the wedding scene. I only remember everyone crowding forward to congratulate Jiang Wu. Light snow began to drift down from the sky. It was the first snow of the day. Actually, Jiang Wu and I had a child before, too. We hadn't been married long then. When Jiang Wu told me the news, I was still abroad on a business trip. I dropped everything and rushed back home that very day. It was snowing that day, too, just like today. Just as I got off the plane, I received a call from the hospital. Mr. Guyi, your wife is currently in surgery at the hospital. She had gotten into a car accident on her way to pick me up. The child was gone. We'll have other children in the future. That was all I could say to comfort Jiang Wu. Although the incident gradually faded into the past, I knew Jiang Wu always kept it in her heart. Because of it, she even began to resist contact with me. I knew, deep down, she was always blaming me. If I hadn't been on that business trip, if she hadn't come pick me up, then perhaps everything would have been different. The ring of my phone shattered my thoughts. It was Jiang Wu's mother. Yi, come home for dinner tomorrow. Wu says she has wonderful news to share with us. I wanted to refuse, but hearing the palpable excitement in Mother Jiang's voice, I agreed nonetheless. All right. When I arrived at the Jiang residence, Jiang Wu was already seated on the sofa. Beside her sat Lu Zitting. The atmosphere throughout the house was heavy, suffocating. It dawned on me then what Jiang Wu's supposed wonderful news entailed. Seeing me, Lu Zitting started to rise. Stay seated. Jiang Wu pulled him back down by the hand. Mother Jiang witnessed their intimacy, her brow deeply furrowed, but ultimately, she remained silent. Father Jiang sat nearby, a cigarette in hand. He reached for his lighter, then hastily retracted it. It appeared they all knew. I chose a seat in the farthest corner. Mother Jiang poured me a glass of water. Yi, have some water. This was the first time Mother Jiang had ever been so courteous to me. She used to always say that families should just help themselves to water. Thank you. Mother Jiang perhaps sensed my distance as well. She stood nearby, somewhat at a loss. Jiang Wu, however, oblivious to everyone else, adjusted Lu Zitting's collar. Father Jiang cleared his throat softly. Only then did Jiang Wu compose herself, though her fingers remained tightly interlaced with Lu Zitting's. Yi, Mother Jiang began, because of what happened before, you and Wu haven't had children. Now that Wu has finally conceived the child is innocent, isn't it? I understood what Mother Jiang was leading up to. I gripped my water glass, saying nothing. Perhaps. Mother Jiang trailed off, looking at me, hesitant. Mr. Gu, I know this is all my fault. Lu Zitting rose, taking over the conversation from Mother Jiang. Wu cares deeply for this child. Terminating the pregnancy would cause her irreversible harm, and I believe you wouldn't want her to endure such agony again. After Wu gives birth, I can allow the child to take your surname, Mr. Gu. Seeing my continued silence, Mother Jiang finally sighed. Yi, please, just let Wu keep the baby. She made a mistake, yes, but this child, however you look at it, it's still Wu's own flesh and blood. In truth, they had already planned this all out. All right, my agreement caused Jiang Wu to let out a sigh of relief. She hadn't expected me to agree so readily. Yi, from now on, I'll come home more often, so you and the child. Before she could finish, I pulled out the divorce papers I'd tucked away in my pocket, now crumpled from my grip. I've already signed my part. Now you sign yours. Let's divorce. I don't want anything. Hearing this, Lu Zitting's eyes lit up. Jiang Wu, however, froze. Yi, don't threaten me with divorce. If you just put these papers away, I can pretend you never said a word. Father Jiang stood up as well. Yi, whatever it is, we can discuss it calmly. Don't always talk about divorce. A harmonious family prospers. I gave a slight smile. Either sign, or I file for divorce. The snow outside grew heavier. Jiang Wu caught up. Oh, I never thought about divorcing you. Watching the snowflakes land upon her, I was suddenly reminded of the time I secretly loved Jiang Wu. I had overheard her telling her friend that she wanted to see snow. It's just a pity it's still the height of summer. If someone could make me see snow, I'd marry him. I asked a friend to get hold of a snow machine, and had Jiang Wu's roommate help get her downstairs from the dormitory. She had just come down when the snow began to drift onto her. At that moment, seeing the snowflakes drift on her, what I thought was sharing the snow today is like sharing a lifetime until our hair is white. Pity, the one she'd walk hand in hand with into old age, would no longer be me. While brushing the snow off my clothes, I composed my emotions. Find some time and move out. The house we're in was left to me by my father. It's not marital property. After a long moment, she finally managed to force out a sentence. I'm sorry. Now, what use was there in saying sorry? I'll sign the divorce papers. I'm the one who wronged you in this matter. That's good. I didn't want to make this messier than necessary either. After all, we once loved each other. I want. She stammered for a long moment before finally saying it. Can the house be left to me? I hadn't expected that she'd chased after me just for this. The baby is due soon. Zitting and I still need a place to live. Lu Zitting's current place was rented by Jiangwu for him. Although I had chosen to leave with nothing, the company shares were still my prenuptial property. When we got married, I had proposed giving 50% of the company's shares to Jiangwu. I love you, not your money. Due to her refusal, the matter was dropped. I never thought it would become my safety net. No, but if you don't give me the house, outsiders will just assume I did something wrong, seeing that I didn't even get the house in the settlement. So this was what was on her mind. I don't really care about myself. After all, I'm the one who did wrong. But my parents will face gossip and scorn, especially since the timing of this baby's birth will raise suspicion. I suddenly understood. So, your proposal to have the child acknowledge me as the father and take my surname was all to protect your family's reputation, wasn't it? Jiangwu didn't speak. Silence fell around us. The wind and snow grew stronger. I suppressed the urge to reach out and wipe the melting snow from the corner of Jiangwu's eye. I cannot leave the house to you. Take care. Back home, I took down the wedding photos from the wall. Along with all the couple's items belonging to Jiangwu and me, I threw everything out. Gazing at the rather empty room, I collapsed onto the sofa and sank into a deep sleep. In my dream, I drifted back to my childhood. I clung tightly to my mother's clothes. Don't leave me. She stroked her slightly swollen belly, but ultimately pried my hand away. Ayi, take care of yourself. Live well with your dad from now on. The scene shifted. It was Jiangwu holding my hand. Ayi, from this day forward, I will always be by your side. She said, I will never leave you alone again. I awoke with tears stinging the corners of my eyes. Jiangwu stood right before me, several suitcases beside her, presumably just packed. She slowly bent down, reaching out to gently wipe the tears away. The diamond ring on her hand had been changed. Ayi, take care of yourself. Your stomach is delicate. Remember to eat regularly. Jiangwu normally enjoyed cooking. Everything in the kitchen had been cleared out by me last night. She must have noticed I hadn't eaten, but having reached this point, why did she still bother to show concern? Watching her retreating figure as she turned to leave, it blurred, overlapping with the image of my mother's back. Once again, I was alone. I moved out of the apartment. It held too many memories of Jiangwu and me. I couldn't bear being reminded of her by everything I saw. Jiangwu and I had arranged to file for divorce in a week. Seizing the opportunity, I took a solo drive to the nearby cities. Ayi, once we're both less busy, let's go traveling, shall we? We can start from the farthest city, Jiangcheng. Jiangwu and I never had a honeymoon. Back then, she had just taken on a case. Ayi, she'd said, we'll have plenty of time later to travel the world together. I kept waiting for her to be free. That might have been her most irritable period. Seeing me constantly by her side, she asked impatiently, Gu Yi, don't you have anything else to do? Just because you have a company, does that mean you can sit back and live off it until it's gone? I took her words to heart. She was right. I wanted to give her a better life. I started throwing myself wholeheartedly into work. But later, she began to resent my busyness, resent that I didn't understand her, resent that I couldn't be there for her. Ready. A voice nearby jolted me from my thoughts. The parachute was already strapped to my back. Are you sure you want to jump alone? I hummed affirmatively. The cabin door opened. Today was a rare, fine day. With a final call, I was pushed out. Perhaps it was the windproof suit, but I felt no wind, only the moments of my past life flashing before my eyes, one after another. I had always loved skydiving. I'd brought Jiangwu along once, but she had been so terrified, trembling uncontrollably in my arms. Ayi, please promise me you won't do dangerous things like this anymore, all right? If anything happened to you, what would I do? After that, I gave up skydiving completely. Anything Jiangwu disliked, I abandoned. By sacrificing piece after piece, I eventually forgot who I even used to be. As the images of my life with Jiangwu shattered before my mind's eye, one after another, I closed my eyes, then opened them. I deployed the parachute. A vast, open vista unfurled before me. This time, I wanted to find myself again. I bought a new house here in Jiangsu. This place is perfect for retirement. I've been thinking about selling off all my company shares and just settling down here. My life has been too tiring up till now. For the rest of my days, I just want to live in peace. Just then my phone rang. It was an unknown number. Yi. The familiar voice sent a shiver down my spine. Can you come see Mother one last time? In the hospital bed, my mother was hooked up to tubes all over her body. Upon seeing me, the monitor showed her vitals spike with agitation. Yi, I finally get to see you again. Actually, I had seen my mother before. It was right after my father passed away. Unable to find my mother, I was sent to an orphanage. The children there didn't like newcomers, afraid that one more mouth would steal the chance of adoption they had waited so long for. Often, before midnight, my bedding would mysteriously be soaked through. Helpless, I could only curl up alone in a corner, trembling. When the director wasn't around, they would gang up on me, punching and kicking. I was covered in injuries when I managed to escape. In front of me lay a piece of bread, discarded by a little boy. I hadn't eaten in 3 days. I picked up the bread from the ground and began to wolf it down. But just then, the little boy started crying. Mommy! He hit me and snatched my bread. The woman who rushed over started hitting me with her bag and kicked me relentlessly. But I recognized her immediately. She was my mother. Mama. The response I got was another kick. It's me, Yi. Afraid she wouldn't recognize me. I quickly told her who I was. But she merely paused for a moment, then turned and walked away, holding the little boy. Mama, it's a Yi, Mama. She walked away even faster. Mother was very weak. Even her speech was halting. I just sat beside her, staring at her. Yi, I was wrong before. Your little brother left me, and now I'm leaving too. She gripped my hand tightly. Yi, can you call me Mama just one more time? I slowly pried her fingers off my hand. My mother died long ago. The day she abandoned me. The day she recognized me, yet clutched her child and fled as if running for her life. She died then. Yi, you still hate me. You have every right to hate me. Silence filled the hospital room. After some time, I don't know how long, the monitor started beeping urgently. Doctors rushed in. I watched my mother's chest rise and fall. It seemed as if she opened her eyes, her hand lifting slightly in my direction. The oxygen mask fogged up, but I heard her. She said, Yi, you must live a good life. The day before my scheduled divorce with Jiang Wu, Lu Ziding called. Mr. Gu, don't forget tomorrow. I know, he was reminding me, but it was entirely unnecessary. During this time, I've thought things through clearly and completely let go of Jiang Wu. What was between her and me was merely a chapter already turned. I hope you can keep your word. After all, you simply can't give, everything she wants. Lu Ziding was provoking me. I just grunted in acknowledgement. I hope you can give her everything she wants. Naturally, after hanging up, I finished packing my things and returned to the place I used to live. Just as I reached the doorstep, I saw Jiang Wu. She stood outside the door, somewhat at a loss. You changed the passcode. Since moving out, I had changed the locks and the passcode to the house. Yes, I don't want uninvited guests. Before, Lu Ziding was that uninvited guest. Now Jiang Wu was. She looked awkward. As she followed me into the room, she seemed stunned. Not until I handed her a glass of water did she snap back to reality. You've moved out. Most of the furniture was covered with dust cloths. It wasn't hard to see I had moved out. The water glass in her hand trembled slightly. Do you really want to avoid seeing me this much? I don't know why, but I sensed her distress. But now that I had withdrawn from her world as she wished, why did she seem distressed instead? Just then, Jiang Wu's phone rang. Lu Ziding's voice came from the other end. Oh, why aren't you back yet? I'm already naked waiting for you. A faint blush appeared on Jiang Wu's face. I'll be right back. She lowered her voice. Okay, I love you too. She turned her head, saw my expressionless face, and suddenly looked uncomfortable. I threw the water glass she had used directly into the trash bin. If there's nothing else, you should leave. The father of your child is waiting for you. I was telling her to leave. Don't forget, the Civil Affairs Bureau tomorrow. Her lips parted as if she wanted to say something. But in the end, she just left with a single word. Okay. On the day, I went with Jiang Wu to get the divorce certificate, perhaps because she hadn't slept well the night before. There were dark circles under her eyes. We didn't really have to end up like this. I gave a small smile and handed my marriage certificate and a series of other documents to the staff member. Divorce. As quickly as possible, please. The moment we received the divorce certificates, the corners of Jiang Wu's eyes were slightly red, seemingly overcome with emotion. Can we still be friends? I didn't speak, merely looked past her. It was Lu Ziding rushing over. Oh, as if he couldn't wait, He wrapped his arms around Jiang-Woo from behind. "We can go get our marriage certificate right now." Jiang-Woo shook off her previous dejection, turned, stood on tiptoe, and planted a kiss on Lu Ziding's cheek. "Okay." Lu Ziding looked at me. "Mr. Gu, apologies. Today is a rare, auspicious day. So, and I decided to register our marriage today, right after your divorce." Although I didn't understand the point of him deliberately putting on this show in front of me, I still offered him a polite smile. "Then I wish you lasting happiness together." My gaze fell on Jiang-Woo's abdomen. "May you soon have a precious child." The moment I landed in Jiangsheng, Jiang-Woo's call came through. I hadn't wanted to answer, but she called again and again, seemingly determined not to stop until I picked up. "What is it? Yi, where are you?" She must have been drunk. I could sense her intoxication, even through the phone. "Yi, why haven't you come to get me yet? I really want a hug." Whenever Jiang-Woo drank too much in the past, she would clamor for me to come pick her up. When I appeared, she would leap onto me, rubbing and nuzzling against me, murmuring all the while about wanting a hug. "You have the wrong number." "No, you're the one I'm looking for, Yi. Please come take me home, okay?" Lu Ziding's voice quickly came from the other end. "Woo, how could you drink so much? Have you forgotten you're carrying a child now?" I didn't wait for them to continue. I hung up immediately. Jiang-Woo's affairs had nothing more to do with me from that point on. To prevent Jiang-Woo from calling again, I simply blocked her number. The past few days had indeed been much quieter. After settling all the company matters over there, I also listed the house there online. "Yi, you're selling the house?" It was Jiang Chun calling. "Yes. Why not sell it to me then?" I didn't refuse. This way, my ties to that place would be completely severed. After settling the details about the house, he couldn't resist bringing up Jiang-Woo. "What exactly happened between you and Jiang-Woo?" "Nothing much. We just got divorced." Jiang Chun sighed for a moment, then reminisced with me about our school days. "I never thought it would end like this for you two. When we were young, we always thought in terms of forever. But people inevitably grow up. After growing up, forever might only last a year or two, perhaps even just a day or two. And those vows were long buried deep in the earth." Early one morning, my phone was flooded with countless missed calls and messages. "Guyi, where are you?" "Guyi, something's happened to Awu. Get over here quickly." Before I could finish reading the messages, Mother Zhang's call came through. "Yi." Mother Zhang's voice was thick with tears. "Please come to the hospital to see Awu. Something terrible has happened to her." By the time I reached the hospital, it was already the next day. Jiang-Woo lay on the bed, her face deathly pale, completely lifeless. "Yi, you're finally here." Mother Zhang spotted me and immediately came over. "Auntie." Hearing my voice, Jiang-Woo stirred. Yi, you're here." Tears streamed uncontrollably from the corners of her eyes. She struggled to sit up. "Yi, it was all my fault before. I didn't know Lu Ziding was such a bastard." Mother Zhang supported Jiang-Woo, wiping the tears from her eyes. There, Wu, you can't cry now. You need to rest properly." Father Jiang, who had been standing silently nearby, pulled me outside. Awu lost the baby. Seeing Jiang-Woo's grief-stricken appearance, I guessed the gist of it. That bastard Lu Ziding, he was only after the Jiang family's money from the very beginning. But he never expected that our Jiang family had no real money. It was all yours. It wasn't until after marrying Ao that he discovered your company was prenuptial property, and the house wasn't left to Ao either. What you left for Ao, along with what your mom and I. Jiang's father sensed your mom wasn't appropriate and sighed, correcting himself. What your auntie and I had saved up for our retirement, he absconded with all of that too. But if he merely absconded with the money, how did that involve Jiang-Woo? Seeing my confusion, Jiang's father sighed. Jiang-Woo sensed something was wrong with Lu Ziding and chased after him that day, but she never expected that scumbag would actually resort to violence against her. No wonder I'd noticed the injuries on Jiang-Woo's face earlier. How could Ao possibly stand for such humiliation? She pursued him as he was getting into his car, but that beast, he ended up driving straight into her. Jiang's father wiped tears from the corners of his eyes. Poor Ao. She'll never be able to be a mother in this lifetime. And Lu Ziding? Back when Jiang-Woo had been candid with me, I had guessed at Lu Ziding's intentions, but I couldn't say anything then. No matter what, Jiang-Woo wouldn't have believed me. She might even have thought I was trying to sow discord between them. Lu Ziding's been arrested. Word is he's connected to several fraud cases involving swindled money. He's awaiting sentencing now. I hummed in acknowledgement. John's father looked at me for a long moment, but ultimately just shook his head and returned to the hospital room. The Jiang family didn't have the fund available yet, so I could only help Jiang-Woo by covering her medical expenses up front. Let be the final act of closure for my own failed marriage. As I was leaving, Zhang's mother hurried after me. It was all our iOS fault before. She truly wronged you. She's paid the price now. And considering all those years you shared, she perhaps found it difficult to voice, pausing before adding, give Ao another chance. Start over. Can't you just take pity on her, please? I looked past Zhang's mother. Jiang Wu was standing not far away, supporting herself against the wall, her face etched with anticipation as she looked at me. I'm sorry. I shook my head. It's completely over between Jiang Wu and me. Seeing I was about to leave, Jiang Wu hurried after me. But after barely 2 steps, she collapsed to the ground. Oh, what are you doing chasing him out here? You can't even stand properly right now. Zhang's father quickly helped her up. Zhang's mother stood rooted to the spot, momentarily unsure whether to detain me or aid her daughter. Take care. With that said, I turned and walked away. Behind me echoed Jiang Wu's heartrending cry. After returning to Jiangcheng, the Jiang family called me repeatedly. Thinking the matter needed resolution, I finally answered the phone. Please, just take pity on Ao, come see her one last time. Ao truly knows she was wrong. I remained silent, listening to the fragmented pleas from the other end. Lu Ziding has been arrested and sentenced. The baby is gone, and Jiang Wu has certainly paid the price. Your anger should be appeased now, shouldn't it? So, they thought I was still harboring resentment. I gave a soft chuckle. I've never been angry with Ao. Oh good, that's good. I could sense their palpable relief. I simply don't love Jiang Wu anymore. After hanging up, I went ahead and changed my phone number. Now that I had sold my company and my house, there was no longer any need for contact with that part of my life. It was time to live for myself.